meet somebody wealthy? Their family at one point was not wealthy. And then the one shows up. The one. One person changes the family tree forever. In my family, I'm the one. And it wasn't because I wanted it or I hoped for it. I fought for it. I want to win. I want to fight for my family. I want my mom and dad proud of me. I want my kids proud of me. I want me proud of me. I want to look in the mirror and be happy with the man I look back at, that he gave it everything, that he went for it. But here's the truth. Most people's dreams can be bought. With enough failure, with enough rejection, they will sell their dreams. They can't still fight. They can get a little bit, but when it gets a little too hot, they go, boom, sold, buy the dreams, you can have it. It's not worth it to me. And their will to win is viable. You can buy it, but if you decide my will cannot be bought, I don't care how long it takes, you can't buy this dude out. I'll keep fighting for my family. I'm the one. I'm gonna change my family tree forever. That's the decision. Decide now. You're gonna keep negotiating the price, or can you not be bought?
All I need you to do is speak up and say, I expect to win. Declare that it's over, that yesterday was the last day that you were a loser. Like yesterday was the last day you expected to come up short. When you set out for a goal, expect it to happen. Expect to be successful. Expect it to be positive. If you can expect it, if you can wake up feeling like a winner, if you can wake up talking like a winner, if you can expect that everything you do will come out winning, I guarantee you, you never ever have to come up short again.
It might be year 2, 3, 4 before you get your big win, but you could decide now, I'm gonna walk, talk, and be a different person. You decide that. You're the lead character in the story of your life. Everything has to do with you intending to win. Too many of you are playing with your business. If you make that shift, I'm going to win. We're going to play to win now. We're not playing to play. We're not playing to see how we do. We're not playing for fun. Once you start getting some winning, you start changing. You talk different. You walk different. All of a sudden, this isn't the same damn human being. You can change you. You'd be surprised what a little winning would do. You'd be surprised how good you'd be if you just decide to win. Be number one in your office, number one in your region. And when you start stacking them up, your life can change.
Here's what I want to say to you. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dreams. It's very important as you hold on to that dream. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. There are rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. It's very important for you to know that. Don't say I'm having a bad day. Say I'm having a character building day.
I was born in Liberty City on a floor at 62nd Street. Twin brother and me. When we were 6 weeks of age, we were adopted. When I was in 5th grade, I was identified as EMR, labeled educable mentally retarded, and put back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade, and stayed in that category until I got out of high school. I have no college training, but here's what happened. I had an intervention in my life.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is August 24th. We got 1 week left in the month of August, 1 month left in the third quarter before we hop into the fourth quarter. Woo! Thank you, Jimmy. All right. So today we're going to continue to expand on agent archetypes. And what I sent out in the invite for this meeting is we've got some case studies that I want to walk through with you. We're going to start off, just give a broad definition of each one, ask you a few questions. We're going to then go into some case studies that show exactly what each specific archetype would do if they were going to focus on one of these things. You're going to see the networker, the marketer, the prospector, and the converter, specific actions, specific steps that somebody's going to take to build this business, what percentage of their business it is, and you see the power of focus. So the question I would ask you is, what if I could give you a blueprint for your business that would give you the ability to create all of the outcomes that you wanted in your business? Would anybody want that? If you raise your hand or say yes, if you would say, I would like a blueprint for what I should do in my business to create the outcomes that I want where I know that if I took those actions, it's pretty well guaranteed that I will get results. Who would like a blueprint like that? I think everybody would. Everybody would. Yes. Only, okay, we got five hand raises, one yes. Nobody else wants that. Man, what, I guess we can just log off on the meeting then if nobody wants it. We can just end it right here. So yes. So what if we can tell you that we can get you a blueprint to create all of the outcomes that you want? Do you understand that that's the power of creating an attachment and creating energy put into an attachment to an outcome? Do you understand that if you decide that I'm going to focus on this, I'm going to understand what my personality style is, I'm going to understand what archetype would be best for me, and I'm going to understand that these are the steps that I would be best at if I took those steps, and these are the results I can get if I did all of those things. It's that simple. What is your personality? Who are you, and what will I do? What won't I do? What do I like? What do I not like? Where are my stressors? What is my personality style? From that, we can pretty well get you into one of four boxes. You, as this personality style, would be best at these two archetypes. Let's start breaking those out and see what each one of them would do. And once we do that, then we can say, once you're in one of these archetypes, you're one of these people. Here's some case studies, and here's a lane that you should focus on, and here's the things you should do, the specific actions you should take if this is your lane and you are this person and this is your agent archetype. And if you put these actions in place, you will increase your business. That's the whole point of going through this. It's really powerful. And the fact that most of us are just continuing to float through our business, doing the things that we've always done, is really kind of scary. I would ask you, what are you afraid of? Type in there, tell me, what are you afraid of? Why are you so afraid to commit to doing this? What are you afraid of? Please tell me what you're afraid of by committing to saying, I am this personality style, this is my archetype, and this is what I'm going to focus on. What are you afraid of? What could go wrong? What could go right? But what are you afraid of? Why won't you do this? Angela, you're in here. You've had a couple comments under your breath that you can share. What are you afraid of? And to try and keep it short just so I can repeat it online. What are you afraid of? Afraid of success scares you. Okay, I'm gonna have to move on. I'm gonna have to keep going because they're online. But being afraid of success, afraid. Well, are you afraid of failure? Okay, are you afraid of success? You just said you were afraid of success. That was the main reason that you just said. Are you afraid of failure? Are you afraid of success? Which is fear of success. I'm afraid to fail and I'm afraid to succeed. I'm afraid to fail because what if I put all this effort in and it doesn't work and I just end up here and I did that and I wasted all this time and then I got to start from scratch and oh my God, what do I do? And I'm afraid of success because what if I do all of those things? What if I get all of that? Oh my God, what will I do? I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't have an LLC. I don't have these bank accounts. Where do I spend the money? What about taxes? I'm going to pay so much money in taxes. It's better off not to do that because I don't want to have to spend that money in taxes. I don't want to do, oh man, I don't even know. We're afraid of fear. We're afraid of success. What else? Failure, rejection, being yelled at or told I'm not doing it right or well. S on the disc scale. I never would have guessed by you saying that, Sarah. Being yelled at or told I'm not doing it right, and failure, fear of rejection. So being afraid of rejection, understand. Being afraid of being yelled at, understand. Being afraid of success, understand. These are all just fears. But what if we just took it and broke it down really simple and just everything that I've been saying and you start to tell yourself every day, I know that if I identify my personality, I identify the strongest agent archetype for me, I identify the steps that I need to take, I create a schedule, I create some action items towards that, I will get this result. Do you think that you would feel a little less fearful if you see it broken out? What's one reason that we don't do things? So we don't know what to do. We don't know how to do it. We don't know what to do. We don't know if I have no idea. I don't know how to create that. Do this, start here, do this. We don't know what to do. Well, I'm going to show you what to do. I'm going to show you the steps that each person does. I'm going to do a high overview of it really quick. And then over the next couple weeks, what I'd like to do is break each one down into the specific case studies, show you what one person did, show you the tools that you have that you can use to do those exact same things that somebody else did. But we'll just do an overview of the 4 archetypes. You can get a general idea of what the marketer is doing that is very successful. These people are making anywhere from $200,000 to $2 million, and you'll see their production. You'll be able to see what they did, and you'll be able to see what they're focusing on. So let's talk about that. Fear, false evidence appearing real. That's right. Or the F everything and run. So Mike claiming afraid of dog bites. Yep, that's right. So, okay, so let's jump in. Start off really quick with an overview of your archetypes, just so you get a brief understanding really quick. We have your prospector. He is your hunter prospector, going to commit to making phone calls, going to commit to knocking on doors, cold calls, no prior relationship with these people. I'm just going to make it happen. Networker. This is more of a people-oriented person. They want a warmer connection. They want to know the people. They want to have this already in place. Marketer. They also want a warm connection with people. So they're going to market themselves to people and then try and make the connection with them, try to follow up and get them on there. They want to have more of a warm connection. I thought I knew who I was until I took that test 3 times. Well, you're definitely an I if you took the test 3 times because you weren't sure who you were. The converter. You are, again, this is cold contacts. You are more task-oriented, not people-oriented. You want things dropped into your lap, and you will take them and you will convert and connect with people. You don't care about prior relationships. I'm not going to dig too much into the rest of these. Here's your understanding. As a prospector, you can expect and convert 1 to 5%, 1 to 4% of your leads as a prospector. Why? Because they're cold. These are people who don't like you, know you, or trust you. You have to start from scratch. You have to build the rapport from the beginning. You have to use your sales skills, rapport building skills, use your personality profiling, use your visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Most people in this business are not true salespeople. Hate to break it to you. Sorry, I'm not trying to offend anybody. Most people in this business are not true salespeople who can be a chameleon in and out of any personality profile, in and out of any situation, and connect with anybody that's out there. They have struggles and they have some that are easier, but they can do any one of those on the spectrum. Most of us are not that. Most of us, we do business with people who are like ourselves, because people like people who are like themselves. And you're going to connect with people more naturally. And the ones you don't connect with, that's an asshole. I didn't want to do business with him anyway. I can't believe that he would even do that. He won't return my because I just don't want to waste my time. You make every excuse in the book to not challenge yourself to follow up. So that's why the prospector, if you're just okay, you're going to get 1% of them. If you're better, you're going to convert 4 to 5% of them. If you're better at the connections, you're going to 4x your business if you are better at connecting with everybody across the spectrum. Networker, 85%. Why? Because you already know them. Warm connections, like you know you and trust you already. Less people, because your prospector, you have to talk to so many people to create an opportunity to get an appointment. Networker, they're already here. I have less of them. I don't have to talk to 50,000 people in a year to get this many appointments, this many deals. I have 1,000 people in my database that I'm connected with all the time, and I'm going to get an opportunity with a certain amount of them. Marketer, 40%, same exact reason. You're building rapport and connections with them. You are not directly selling them. You're sending them something to create a connection, build that. Then from that connection that you have with them, then you start working with them to try to sell them something and create a better connection with them. You have a 40%. Converter, same exact thing as before, except this one goes up a little bit. It says 1 to 5%. Zillow expects us to close 8% of our warm handoffs. The converter is a warm handoff. You're not making the calls. You're getting a lead opportunity dropped into your lap. Somebody's making the calls, somebody's following up, somebody's creating the connection. They're going to give it to you. So there's already a slight buffer in between. And now you have the ability to step in when the person is more ready. Whereas the prospector, you're just going after everybody and you have to figure out if they're ready. So the converter is going to convert a little bit less. So here's your talk track for yourself. What's your primary archetype? Do me a favor, chat it in what you feel your primary archetype is. Are you a networker? Are you a converter? Are you a marketer? Or are you a prospector? Chat in and tell me what you think you are. Don't worry, I'm not going to keep these chats and go back and say, but you said you were a converter and now you're trying to do. We're not going to do that. I just want to know what you think you are. So share with me and tell me. Jimmy, if you were to say you are one, what are you? Networker? I think you're also borderline marketer. I think you teeter back and forth. You focus on the networking, but when you put efforts into the marketing, it brings more networking opportunities. What would you say you are? Networker, marketer. Ryan, if you were going to say archetype, what are you? You're a prospector? Good. Online, what do you got? Networker, converter? Anything I put mine to? I don't know what the name is. It's CPCUR. Here's the challenge. If I was to sit here, and this is what Craig said the other day, and this is real life. If I was to sit here, you say, I can do anything I put my mind to. Charlie, absolutely. You can put anything that you put your mind to, but what will you do? I can do anything I put my mind to, but guess what I'm not going to do? There's a lot of, I'm not going to do it. I can do it, but I'm not going to. So if we were sitting in an office, said, okay, I'm sitting in an office talking, going through coaching with you and saying, this is what we're going to do. Right after this meeting, we're going to go out. We're going to go out for 2 hours. We're going to knock on doors. We're going to knock on 100 doors and we're going to talk to 20 people. We will not stop till we talk to 20 people. Are you okay with that? Charlie, I know you are because I know you've done it. But if I was going to say, Charlie, we're going to go do this instead, we're going to create a happy hour event. And I need you to stand up and speak to the happy hour event for 30 minutes. And I need you to give a speech and talk about these things. Will you do it? And we're doing it in 2 hours from now. We're going to go out and we're going to do these things. We're going to go out and I'm going to drop 20 leads in your bucket. And I need you to convert at least one of those leads in the next 2 hours. I'm going to drop all of it. Will you do it? And so some people, yes. Yes, what are we talking about? So yeah, just so we're a networker, prospector, marketers, converters. Just remember that. So if that is your primary archetype, some of you have already put in your secondary archetype, just remember that because we want to start focusing more on activities that we can do as that primary archetype. Then which one is going to be your biggest opportunity for you and why? If it's networking, if that archetype is going to be the greatest opportunity for you, why would it be? And what do you think you could accomplish by attaching to it? Start asking some real questions. Prospecting. I think my biggest opportunity is prospecting. Why? Because prospecting, I'm going to be focusing on people who already own a home or who already are trying to sell their home or have already tried to sell their home when expired listings, for sale by owners, absentee owners. They are sitting in a house. They own a house. They're sitting on equity. I know that this is a great opportunity for me. What do I want to accomplish with this archetype? I want to build relationships. I want to build a business. I want to talk to this many people. I want to fill my pipeline. I want to have this many opportunities. And then what resources do I need? As a marketer, what resources would you need? Do you need video production? Do you need a mailing service? Do you need, well, as a marketer, what do you need? As a networker, what do you need? What are the resources? Then I think my biggest opportunity is a prospector, but I have habits of a networker. Good. So you ask yourself, what will you do? And what won't you do? I talked with somebody a while ago and said, well, look, I'm just not going to knock on doors. They're so focused on knocking on doors. I'm not going to knock on doors. I just will not knock on doors. I said, okay, I understand. We're not going to knock on doors. I get it. He goes, no, but you don't get it. Like, I'm not going to do it. And it's just like that. If that's what it's going to take, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, okay, What will you do? I mean, I'll call people all day long. That's what I used to do. I would call people. I talk to them about this. Okay, so call people. Really? Yes, call people. If that's what you will do and you're going to create the same level. Oh, I just thought that I was going to have to do that because that's what I was always told. Okay, well, I don't want to tell you to do anything that you won't do because that's kind of pointless. Let's figure out what you will do and start doing more of that. That's the whole point of the agent archetype. What's your personality profile? Which archetype best fits you? Because these are things that you most likely will do based on your personality traits and profile. The same way these are people I most likely will connect with because I'm this personality style. If I'm this personality style and these are the actions of one of these 4 archetypes, these are the things that I'm more likely to do because of my personality. So let's focus on those instead of the things that you won't do. I don't want to try and force you to do things that are going to be uncomfortable, that you're not going to do, and you're going to quit doing after a week. I could sit here and tell you about habits, and it's going to take this long to form a habit. And if you just create the schedule and you do that, but if you are fighting it all along the way and never committed and never believing, it's not going to happen. So let's not fight that anymore. Let's figure out what you will do and focus on Elaine. I dislike computer stuff, but will force myself to do it in order to do a database and data research. Okay, so if you're not good at those things, let's focus on what you're good at. Charlie, I know you're good at going out and banging on doors and getting opportunities. So let's do more of those things. You know, the database and everything you can find someone to do that for you, and you can find a service that'll help you with that. What I won't do is cold calling. And Lauren, I would never ask you to cold call. Not wired for that. Like as I'm face-to-face interactions, because exactly, you want to build the rapport. Okay, perfect. Now, what's the best idea that you have for your archetype? If you were going to have to say, I want to do something with my archetype, I want to mail, YouTube, cold call for your archetype, what's the best idea that you have for it? If you were going to have to focus on it, what would you do? What would you do? Would you do YouTube videos? Would you do social media? Would you direct mail? Would you cold call? Build a database? Do CMAs? Do equity analysis for all of your past clients in Sphere? Anybody who owns a home in your farm? Would you farm? What would you do? Chat it in. Tell me, what is the best idea that you have? Calling and knocking, okay? Type it in. Tell me what is the best idea you have that you will do for your archetype. Still no chats. Tell me what you will do. What's the best idea that you will do? This is tough because you guys don't want to commit to it. You don't even want to say, I will do these things. There you go. Come on, commit to something. Say, this is the best idea I have. I'm not even asking you to go do it. I'm just asking you to say, this is the best idea for me. Let's at least commit to what would be the best idea for you. Charlie, the question is, there's 4 main agent archetypes: prospector, networker, marketer, converter. What is the best idea for your archetype that would help create business? What would you do as a prospector? What would you do as a marketer? What would you do as a converter? Is it cold calling? Is it prospect? If you are you have to identify what you are first. Once you identify, if I'm a prospector, I'm a networker, you can't do all of them at the same time. You will go crazy. Pick one. Focus on a lane. Pick something. Dropping off business cards with handwritten note on them on the door. Going out to, going out to local events, talking to people, sharing informative things on social media, door knocking, setting them up on Moxie. Persistent follow-up, videos of home tours, calling and knocking, YouTube, in-person networking, knocking face-to-face, reaching out to expireds, calling, good. Thank you. I will call, but good. Mailers, SOI, photos, tours. Perfect. Now, what agents do you know who are good at these? What resources do you have in agents and people that are good at these specific actions that you just said? Give you a clue. We're playing some Tom Ferry's Success Summit where they're talking to agents who are good at these things and doing these things, doing $300,000, $1 million, $1.5 million a year in commission, doing these same things. Who do you have? What resources do you have? What agents do you know that are good at this? And I'm going to show you a few. And how can you put what you learned into action once you have all of those things? Creating a blueprint. And everything I've been walking down with these questions is trying to create a blueprint, trying to create a little bit more of an attachment to what I will do, what I like to do, what I can do. And that's why I'm pushing you to commit to these things, because if it's just out here in the world and you're not committed to it, it's never going to happen. Nothing's going to change. And if you want to start creating the success, you have to focus on the things that you want, focus on the things that you will do, focus on who you are, play to your strengths. And that's what we want to do. All right, so let's go into specific actions that let's start off with a converter. Specific actions that a converter would do. If you are a converter, someone who wants to convert leads, warm leads that come to you, here are specific actions and a breakdown of a case study of a converter. This woman, so don't tell me it's a different market. It's another state. They can't. Sarasota, Florida, 45 minutes away from pretty much every single one of our offices. Right in our backyard, this woman is doing these things. And she has been in the real estate business only 7 years. So it's not like I've had 30 years to have all these past clients and build up all, it's 7 years. In 2021, her gross closed income was $2.3 million. The number of transactions was 182. Now, I'm sure there's a team here because she's buying leads and has buyer's agents and so on, but the volume was over $83 million. This is literally right down the road. By the numbers, break it down. This is what she did. Has a 5x return on her investment, and 50% of her business comes from Realtor.com. I committed to purchasing leads because I know I'm a converter and I know I can teach other converters to do exactly what I did, how I did it to generate business, which will benefit me and them. Half of my business will come from Realtor.com. So $1.15 million in closed revenue came from Realtor.com. A brand new agent would convert 1 to 2% of the leads that she gave them. An experienced agent would convert 4 to 6%. Roughly 100 buyer conversions or 100 buyer conversations equaled 1 to 2 sales in 90 days. So if we have 100 conversations, she'll create 1 to 2 sales. Investing $14,000 a month in leads. So remember what I said, 1.15 million a year. That's $168,000 a year spending in expense for leads on Realtor.com, and she made $1.15 million in gross closed income from those leads. 15 people on the team and averaging 25 leads to each agent. It's a simple breakdown. Simple breakdown of the numbers. In 2020, in 3 months, they did 45 deals. In 2021, 31. And this year so far, in 6 months, they did 18. In 3 to 6 months. So this shows you that of all the leads they got, a good portion of them did close within the first 3 months. Speed to lead, you're going to get good opportunities, going to close in the next 3 months, but it's basically a third, a third, a third. The majority of them, or a quarter, the majority of them were 3 months plus. So it's going to require follow-up. It's going to require a CRM. It's going to require you to continue to touch base. She chose Realtor.com. Philosophy is plan, measure, optimize, operationalize everything. My budget, calculate how many leads my team can handle each month, calculate how many zip codes I need to buy to get those leads based on the conservative assumptions of conversion ratios, calculate how many leads you need to purchase for one conversion. It says right here, roughly 100 buyer conversations equals 1 to 2 sales in 90 days, in 3 months. Make sure you have enough cash on hand to keep buying, because consistency. We're seeing this with Zillow. Zillow is cutting back. They're doing referral-based leads now, but they also sell zip codes the same way Realtor.com does. Zillow realized that within the first year, with the market the way that it was, as crazy as it was, they got a ton of leads, but they weren't converting as fast as they wanted to. They're expecting an 8% conversion rate. That's what they're saying. Oh, our people are good. They're going to convert them. The reality is it's between 3 and 5% at most. And that's what everything shows online for a prospector or even a converter is 1 to 5%. Her numbers show exactly that. Strategy, purchase your leads around your team. If some agents are well positioned in zip codes, you need to work their strengths. Make sure whatever areas you buy in, either one of your agents is an expert in that area. Speak to the lead and have qualifying conversations. LP Mama is a breakdown of the questions. I'll show you her questions. Her 21-day plan for when she got a lead. She has an absolute plan. Pool of agents. First agent gets the lead. Goes to 4 or 5 people at a time. We don't need to go too much into this, but know each agent's capacity, how many they can handle. So monitor your team if you're going to do that. But if this is just you, you don't need to worry about that. You have to follow a process. It has to be in a CRM. If you're not doing your job, I'm going to turn you off. If you're not doing your job and you're the only one on your team, you're wasting your money. But you have to be consistent with spending the money to get the opportunities, because it's going to take 3 to 6 months to start getting anything rolling. Management checklist. Here's where you get some of the nitty gritty. 21-day pain or gain nurture campaign. All new leads, they stay in here until contact is made. If no contact made in 21 days, they move to a nurture status. Nurture 1 campaign is for leads likely to do business in 3 to 6 months. So based on your conversations, they'll do business in 3 to 6 months. Here's an email campaign, gives them this, and this. Nurture 2, leads likely to do business 6 to 12 months, completely different campaign. Nurture 3, 21, this is 12 plus months. Not responding to follow-up or 12 plus months, we're going to put them into this. Accountability, listen to conversations, replay your conversations that you have with them, understand what you're saying, what they're doing, what you can be better at. Make sure everything's in the CRM. Track your numbers daily. So let's look at it, just a basic flow chart. New lead comes in. I talk to the lead. Here's what I do right away. Switch them to a category. They're hot. Got to watch them. Got to qualify them. If I talk to them, I need to determine, put the proper JIP campaign, set up an email alert, and add necessary notes and tags for every single lead. How many of you are doing this with every single lead you get? Starting to. So how many of you are doing this with every single lead that you get? You get them, put them into a CRM, you identify what they are, if they're hot, if they're whatever they are. I'm going to put them on a drip campaign, make sure they get something, set up an email alert, add the necessary notes and tags. If they're hot, I'm going to qualify them. If they're already working with an agent, I'm going to put them to watch, put on leads working with another agent campaign, completely separate campaign. You see the systemization here for this business. Multiple campaigns based on what each person was doing. Can't get a hold of them? 21-day plan. So where's our 21-day plan? Right here. This is serious. This is serious. Like when you see what they're doing. Day 1, call immediately. Send automated bomb video with an introduction. Already done. Don't have to do it. Don't have to recreate anything. Just a simple video. This is me. This is, thank you very much for the call. Looking forward to working with you. I'm going to be sending you this, that, and the other. Or hello, automated text as well. So phone, text, email. Phone, text, email. Next, day 2, still no reply. Text, hey, sent you all this yesterday. I called you, I texted you, and I emailed you. Now you're the one being rude. Just letting you know. Is today a better day to talk? Day 3, try and call again, send another text, send another email. Day 4, try and call again, send another text. Day 5, send an email with another video and send another text. Day 6, try and call again, send another email. Send another text, all automated. Set it and forget it. Day 7, send another email. Break it all down, have a video. Day 8, give a call, send a text. Day 9, send a text. Day 10, call again, email, text. Day 11, do you know that this is basically what OpCity does, except for they just call and text? Again, call, text, email. Email, text. Day 13, call again, email. Day 14, call again, email. I don't want to keep going through, but you get the picture. Day all the way through 21 days. So a 21-day plan to try to get somebody to answer the phone to figure out, how can I help you? And these are coaching opportunities for her. 3 things that you can do now. Use ratios to establish benchmarks for yourself, calculate what it's going to cost, start doing some research, establish the systems before you start, have consistent follow-up and process, put everything in place. So specific steps that you can do. Figure out how much it's going to cost you to get a certain amount of leads. If you wanted to spend the money yourself, call a couple different places. Call Zillow, call Realtor, call HomeSnap, call whoever. Figure out what it's going to cost to get a specific amount of leads in specific zip codes. Start figuring that out, put some systems in place, figure out how you can do automated texts, automated emails. Moxie has campaigns. You have campaigns already available to you, so you don't have to worry about that. Identify the ones you're going to use, label them for your specific new lead follow-ups for specific campaigns. BombBomb is a video email. It's like $10 a month, I think. Something like that. You can create videos that you're going to send out, specific steps you can do. And then you just have to be willing to commit, pull the trigger, so you start getting the leads and start following through with these. So I'm a converter. Those are things that I will do. What if I'm a prospector? I'm a prospector. Oh, so you saw that converter was spending $180,000 a year. You don't have to spend that kind of money. We have lead opportunities that we can work with you on. If you identify yourself as a converter, let us know. We can start working towards getting you some opportunities of reaching out and calling people who have already inquired with us for an opportunity. After a while, that could be perceived as annoying, especially if it's a canned message. Moxie would be so much better with your video. Lauren, that's your perception. For you, it would be considered annoying. For a salesperson who is a go after it till I get the deal, my job is to convert you. You called me, I'm just going to keep going. I'm getting one of 2 fingers. Tell me to go away. Tell me you want to work with me. If you don't respond to me, it can be considered annoying, but eventually what are you going to do? You're going to tell them, look, I'm interested, but I just need a minute to breathe. Can we talk some other time? Yes, perfect. Or you're going to tell me to go away. That's what I'm after. That's kind of the point. So as a prospector, overview of some steps that you can take. This gentleman is in Baltimore, been in the business 4 years, just recently started doing expireds. He is a 2021 GCI producer, $206,000. Transactions, he did 50, and sales volume of 7 million. Percentage of his business coming from expired listings is 50%. So half of his business came from expired listings. He makes 14 calls before he makes 1 contact. Calls to a contact, 14 calls to 1 contact. Calls per hour, 48 to 62 calls per hour, making 50,000 calls in a year. Contacts to an appointment. So I make 48 to 62 calls in an hour. I have to make 14 before I make a contact. But once I get 6 to 12 contacts, I will get an appointment. And I set 1 to 3 appointments per day. I'm only spending $349 a month on Vulcan 7 plus $100 for a Mojo dialer. And prospecting hours a week, 18. 900 hours a year, 18 hours a week. That's it. 5 days a week, 3 hours a day, prospecting, rest of the day set for appointments. Hourly earnings, making about $245 per hour prospecting. So if you're a prospector and you can get into breaking down the number of calls, how many calls I make till I get a contact, how many contacts I have till I get an appointment. I know I only work 3 hours a day, and when I do this much revenue, this is what I get paid per hour. Is it more valuable to you when you determine that you make $250 an hour rather than I don't have any opportunities? Well, if I sit down and work for 3 hours, I will pay myself $750 for today just to sit down and make some calls. Why expireds? Discovered that in one of the hottest markets ever, agents were putting unrealistic prices on homes, put him in a better opportunity. His approach, he goes, hey, I build bicycles. I entered in real estate with limited sphere, so he had to start prospecting. He uses Vulcan 7 and Mojo Dialer for lead generation and uses the auto dialer. All leads immediately receive an automated email using a Vulcan 7 template. So we're already seeing similarities. Every single lead gets an automated follow-up plan after he gets the lead. Uses KV Core for a CRM and integrates with Follow-Up Boss. He's using a dialer, and the dialer rules there's still rules for dialers. You can't mass text people that are not already in your database. You can use dialers for specific callers. You are still responsible for the calls, but the company is basically scrubbing against the do not call list. He segments his leads as follows. If you're going to work with me, if you're hot, I'm going to call you every day for the next 30 days. If you're warm, which means I think you're going to do something in 1 to 6 months, I'll follow up once a week. And if you're a nurturer, I'm going to put you in a CRM, and I'm going to trigger intervals depending on what the lead told me. His CRM automates emails, include a monthly market report, a monthly home evaluation, a weekly email that goes out to his entire database. His work ethic, cold call prospects from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day, and does follow-ups from 11 to 12. 4 hours on the phone each day. And here is his schedule. Wake up at 4 a.m., go to the gym at 5, come back from 6:15 till 7. I'm getting ready for work. I'm doing my expired listings from 7:45 to 8. And from 8 a.m., I start making phone calls till 11. Here's my checklist for the day. These are KPIs, key performance indicators. If I can check more of these off in one day, it will put me in a better position. It will say that my key performance indicators were hit, which I had a successful day. Exercise every day, text, listen to 20 minutes of a podcast, organize leads, put a property on Facebook Marketplace, make minimum 20 to 30 contacts, post on Facebook, call at least 5 FSBOs, text 20 old buyer or seller leads, add 5 prospects to marketing report. Those are what he feels he needs. Here's the 3 opportunities he has: permission-based introduction, direct introduction, or a close. Permission-based, do I have permission to follow up with you? Calling an expired listing, he's got 3 different scripts. I'm calling you, hey, I know it's probably not an opportune time for you, but can I steal 27 seconds of your morning right now to talk about some things to decide whether we should continue to talk or not? Direct, your name came up on my computer as an expired listing. I'm just curious when you plan on hiring the right agent for the job. Close, I specialize in selling properties other agents failed to sell, and I'm curious when it's okay for me to pop by sometime this week and share my thoughts with you and why it didn't sell. Pretty simple, specific actions. Vulcan 7, CRM, if you use or don't use a dialer, it doesn't matter. Use a system that gives you the numbers. Pull your list, commit to when you're going to making the calls, make the calls, know how many calls it takes to get to an appointment. This is what a prospector would do. Next, let's do a networker. A CMA a day. CMA a day, another one. This is Miami, Florida. It's in our state, different city. Our values are lower, but our number of buyers were higher. Number of sales and appreciation was better here. So it's not the market. It's what the agent's going to do in it. 7 years in real estate, did $537,000 in 2021 GCI, closed 33 transactions. Has a database of 400 people. That's it. Not a huge database. And percentage of business attributed to past clients in Sphere OI, 60% of her business was past clients in SOI. $300,000 from her past clients in SOI. She does 20 CMAs a month. And CMAs that result in a response by phone, text, or email, 90% of those 20 CMAs she does every month responds in some way in a phone, text, or email. 30% result in a face-to-face conversation of some kind, and 14% result in some kind of referral. just by doing a CMA a day. It's a perfect way to start a conversation which transitions into a personal meetup. Personal meetup is the best way to build trust and share value, and then gets to always asking for a referral. Don't rely on MLS exclusively. She's using realtor valuation models, RVMs, to automatically generate. So she's got a system that automatically generates. Send out 2 CMAs each day to people in the database, customize it to the recipient. That's not to say you can't use a basic template, but people pick up on it when it's a template. She's saying make a personal message to them when you send it out. Oh, Charlie, I got you. I'll get clarification on that for you. I'll get clarification on the dialer for you. Don't use PDFs or any other attachments. People need to be able to see it fast and read it fast. Don't tell the whole story. My goal is to get your interest. Send an email, send a text the next day, follow up with a phone call 3 days later, ask to meet in person, make sure the CMA is part of a much broader database contacting plan. So it's not just the CMA. Most of us, that's all we're doing, sending out a CMA. If they want something, they'll call me. You need to send a CMA, send an email, follow up with a text, follow up with a phone call, have a process in place to create the communication if you are looking to get this level of conversions. 90% of them result in a phone, text, or email. Here's the basic email she'll send. Hope all is well. I know you're familiar with everything in the market. Here's some valuations with your estimated value based on some comps. Asking for referrals, I'm always going to ask. So that's pretty simple. Networker, this is what she does every day. Ask for video reviews from anyone who purchased a home with me last year. Create a survey. These are things that she's going to do moving forward to stay in contact with those people. So that's one networker. Another networker, annual equity reviews. Another networking opportunity, trying to go through your database and SOI. Been in the business 8 years, $708,000, did 64 transactions. 64% of his business attributed to past clients and SOI. 18% of the annual equity reviews he does a year end up in a referral. Only about 400 people in the database. So you don't need a database of thousands of people to generate this type of business. You just have to be consistent. You have to be persistent, and you have to have a system, and you have to follow up, and you have to know what you're going to do and have specific steps. It takes 5 annual equity reviews to generate 1 listing for him. And it takes him 2 hours to put them together. Why? Because most people, it's their greatest asset. People periodically review their investment portfolios, so they have interest in doing the same with their homes. I'm going to keep it simple, so I call them a real estate review. Build trust, solidify relationships. If you do good by people, they want to do good by you. So here's this process. Create a BombBomb video that greets the client and gives them a brief snapshot of their current value and what that means for them. Use HomeBot to generate phone numbers. Within 48 hours, follow up and schedule an in-person meeting to discuss the significance of their home valuation and help them address real estate related issues. These are not people wanting to sell. He's sending out information, getting contacts, and then following up with them, scheduling, hey, I'd love to sit down one day this week so we can do an annual equity review of your property. You can do it via Zoom, but I prefer first in person. Ask for a referral. Follow up with a thank you letter. Set aside enough time. So here's a sample BombBomb that he sends to his clients.
Hey, Jane, it's John. I just wanted to shoot you this quick video message to say happy home anniversary. It's been 4 years since you bought your home over on Banana Street, and I hope it's been an amazing home for you guys. But in the meantime, I just want to say congratulations, because without a doubt, over the last 4 years, you guys have done incredibly well. So,
and a sample of his annual equity review. This is the packet he brings over to them. Here's your home appreciation. Here's how much equity you have. Here's your home's valuation. Here's your mortgage. And here's my recommendations. None at this time. You did this, that, and the other. and sitting down, let's talk about your most valuable asset that you have. And do you know anyone who'd be interested in having one of these meetings? 75% of the people I help come from referrals. That's a networker. What about a marketer? Let's go up, and this woman does YouTube. She creates videos and marketing on YouTube. Been in the business 16 years, did $1 million last year, 100 transactions, has 1.53 thousand YouTube subscribers, 107 total videos. The top video has 170,000 views, does one home tour with 43,000 views. That's only less than a minute. Total monthly views of all videos, 543,000 monthly views, 67% duration rate watching the videos, 13 videos a month, 90 leads per month from all sources, average YouTube leads per month, 20 leads from YouTube a month. Number of YouTube leads to convert a sale, 5. So for every 20 leads she's getting from YouTube, she's able to generate 4 leads, or four conversions. Money spent. So she's doing all this. She's got to be spending a ton of money. Advertising, no, $500 average per home tour video that she does with somebody, and $50 per video for short videos. 15 hours a month. Here's some best practices. Stop excuses. It's about recognition. Get out in front of people, create relevant content, delegate some work so you're not doing it all on your own, and invest in all the right tools. Helpful hints. And here are some examples of the videos: a home of the day video and tips to get your offer accepted video. These are just all the different types of video. Now, these are going to be, let's just watch it. They're a little more polished.
We are on our way to meet with the mayor of Queen Creek. He's going to share with us some really cool insight on what's coming to the town here. But first, we're going to make a stop at my favorite coffee shop.
Okay, so there's a marketer who's going to be doing some, she's spotlighting something. Then a home, this
Welcome
she
to
spends
the Home of the
$500.
Day. I'm Shannon Gillette with the Gillette Group that launched real estate. And today I'd like to introduce you to one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in Arizona. Located in Queen Creek, Arizona, recently named one of the top 10 best suburbs to move to in America. The Pecans is one of.
So $500 per video that she's doing for each listing. You spend $200 on photography. So what if on every listing that you make on average $10,000 check per listing, you decided I'm going to spend $500 on a video. I'm going to spend $200 on all the rest of the photography, aerials and everything. You have $700 per listing, but you uploaded all of them into YouTube and created other content in YouTube, interviewing, going to meet the mayor, stopping at my favorite local coffee shop. Here's the Great Wolf Lodge. Here's some tips. If you uploaded things like that and you generated 4 leads from those videos every single month, is it worth it? Absolutely, 100%. It doesn't say how much of the video, but she did, yeah, she did $1 million in business. If you do, well, she does 13 number of videos per month. 13 videos per month are uploaded, but not every video. Those are $500 only for the home tour videos, because she has a photographer that comes out, spotlights the city, goes into the home, and then she does other videos. Here's a tip for you: $50 for the short form videos that she does in studio. So that's what the marketer is going to do. If you want to see one other case study in a marketer, we'll look at one more. And so that was very, very polished, right? So, oh man, I got to spend $500 on that. And then I got to spend $50 on each one of those. And then it's got to look good. Well, I don't want to do that. I don't know where to start. Good. Do Instagram Reels or Facebook Reels. This guy did $200,000 in business, been into business for 6 years, 22 transactions, and has 33,000 followers on Instagram, 81 Reels posted to his Instagram, 1,100 likes, 13 comments per reel, 634 saves per reel, 815 shares per reel. On average, 1 direct inbound call a day attributed to his video reels that he puts out. Most viewed reel has over 500,000. Money spent on Instagram advertising, Nothing. Money spent on his videos. Nothing. He picks up his phone and does it. Hasn't spent $1. Why Reels? 9 out of every 10 Instagram users watch his videos each week. His approach, created his Instagram account, and after Tom said to do 30 questions in 30 days, casually posted until 12/5, so his account grew to more followers, committed to posting a couple posts per week and grew from 260 to 585, saw his followers increased almost threefold where he committed to doing 1 reel per day. As of June, he's got 33,000 followers. He committed to doing 2 reels per day. The people with the largest brands have started doing that, so I'm emulating their strategies. 2 reels per day posted to Instagram. And I'll show you examples so you can see they're not polished. It's really simple. Each video is a soldier in his army consistently getting his message out. Plan your content. Answer the public to find questions people in your area are asking. Then write short scripts for each one with a basic problem or solution. Study other great Instagram accounts and steal their strategies. Try not to speak for specific areas or demographics too often. Use generalized content. Batch an entire month's worth of video in a single day. 2 videos a day. That's 60 videos. Shoot 60 short videos. Your reels are less than a minute. You can do 20 second, 30 second, 60 second. You can do short videos. He does not auto schedule his videos or follow plans. So he doesn't use any of the systems that auto does it. He does it himself. Spends about 10 hours spent on video each month. Get the tone right. Algorithm does not boost based on content, but lighting and audio quality. So just have good lighting and audio quality so that your videos look a little better from your phone. Leverage one piece of content from another. Tracking progress, engagement. If people are engaging, the content's resonating. Followers, growth of followers is clearest indicator. And here's just some basic examples.
Here's a secret reason why I think housing prices will stay hot. Most homeowners in the past sold their house to buy another, but many are not selling their current home because a cheap loan on it makes it too good to sell. They'll rent it out instead. The debt on the property is actually an asset. This means there will be less houses available to purchase, and this will continue.
Pretty simple. And you can see all of his videos are like that. He just changes the background.
This is the #1 tool you can use to grow your money very quickly. Leverage. This allows you to take a small amount of money and use it to buy a very large asset. What this does is dramatically.
Pretty basic. Nothing great. He's not Brad Pitt. No offense. He's not a celebrity. It's not overly produced. It looks clean and it looks good quality. So that is a general overview of what you could do as a prospector, networker, converter, or a networker. Some basic ideas. I'll send this out to you. I'll send a link out to you. It's open public access. You can watch it at any time. You can go in and get some ideas, but they've got a ton of case studies on different agents and what they're doing. Really quick, one last thing. Today, we will still be broadcasting not broadcasting, but we'll be playing it in a training room. We can't broadcast their content. Here's the schedule of the agenda for today for the Tom Ferry Success Summit. So that's going to be logged into right in a short moment. Once we log off of here, it'll be on the AB training room here. So if you're in the area, please come by. If you want to come hang out and watch it, I'll send the schedule out. Here are the topics for the day and the topics for tomorrow. It'll be on today and tomorrow. So please stop in and check it out. There's some great content in there. I'll be very honest. I wasn't impressed with the beginning of the day, but that was all just kind of kicking off, getting it going. It was a little kind of broad based, but they're getting a little more specific with some things and a little bit better content. So I know there's quite a few people in here that once it started getting up and going, were impressed with it. So we will see you online or in the room. And if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out.